Hello everybody and welcome to my guide for the Impenetrable Thorns Elden Ring build. This is a pretty strong build. It relies on using Impenetrable Thorns to cause massive amounts of bleed damage, and it scales so well because you have two different staffs. You can get the Albinauric staff and then the Maternal staff, both of which scale with Int and Arcane, which makes it do very fast bleed build up and just do a ton of damage. It is pretty nice. It's capable of taking on any boss in the game. And I will have a video that's going to show you the full questline on how to get the Maternal Staff and how to do the Ymir questline, as that's going to be the hardest item to get. However, Impenetrable Thorns is just a little bit of a run. Alright, so starting from the more runes side of Grace, we are going to go into Shadow Keep. It's going to be a little bit of a run, but this is also how you get to the area where Ymir is in order to do that questline to get the Maternal Staff, so it's worth just going this way. You just have to go drop down this hole. It's actually a pretty easy pathway to find it because it's relatively straight. The main thing is just finding that first hole and how to get to the bottom. Once you find that, the rest of it becomes easy. When you go through this Bonnie Village area, just be careful because they have these dudes with these big cleavers, and if they catch you off guard, they can do quite a bit of damage. So, yeah, but other than that, you should be relatively threat-free. I think there might be one of those big fire guys over here, though. So I guess watch out for that. But as long as you keep running, you should be fine. But yeah, you can see here, there's you're going to come up here, run past this fire dude, and then there will be a split in the road. One's going to take you to Ymir, and then one is going to take you to that church district in Shadow Keep. Oh my gosh. That guy does do a ton of damage though, so you might make sure you pick up that Site of Grace because you might die out. But it's right here. If you go left over there, it'll take you to Ymir, and then if you keep going this way, it'll take you into the church district. Now that we're in the church district, we are going to jump across some rooftops. Do try to be a little bit careful because there are some exploding fire guys, as well as there are some fire knights on the roof. And if you have not drained the water yet, whenever you go to make this jump, be careful because there's a big monster that will actually pop out of the water. I don't actually know if it can hit you or if it's meant to be a jump scare, but because it's never hit me. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. And then these knights will wreck you, so I would recommend. Well, I mean, I guess you can try to run past them, but you might have some troubles doing that. I typically just kill them. Come over here. That first hallway will actually take you over to where you need to go to drain the water if you want to do that. It's not necessary to what we're doing, but just so you know. And then going up this elevator here is going to take you right into the back section of the specimen storehouse. So let's go ahead and move on right along. Alright, so after we get into this back section, we're going to come over here, pick up this Site of Grace. Then we are going to run over here and hop over this ledge. This right here is where you would come out if you went through the front gate. And then make a run. Watch out for the little dudes. There's going to be some fire, some flamethrower guys, some little guys with hatchets, and then there's going to be some fire knights up here as well. But if you do the run fast enough, you should be fine. We're going to come up here. Now, normally, we're going to get to a spot where you see right here that I have already pressed the lever. There's actually going to be a big statue right there that you need to run and jump up, right? Because you can see where I was at from right up there. And then from this Site of Grace, we're going to go around. Now watch out for this guy. This guy's actually kind of annoying. For whatever reason, he spawned just right there, so it's easy to kill, but sometimes he spawns on those stairs. He does 2 attacks, this big circle holy thing that's going to blow you off the face of the planet, and then a bunch of fireballs, so be careful. Then you just have a couple bats, but that's not too bad to deal with. And then just be careful of the fire knights. The dude, yeah, those guys right there. Those guys are the ones that are going to mess you up if you aren't careful. Run up some stairs, and then there's going to be another Site of Grace up here, as well as Freya will be up here if you were doing that quest line. This is also where she is located. So, from the 7th floor, and also, funnily enough, you can actually get to the Dark Chamber through the upper loft section. I'm just showing you guys how to do it the official way. So this is that lever I was talking about. You do that lever and it turns the whole entire thing, so then this pops up right here and then you're able to run up here. Yeah. I actually like kind of skipped this. I went some weird way. I went like all the way up to the top of this place into the loft and then was somehow able to like get down and around to the dark chamber. I still don't know how I did it. But yeah. There is going to be a Fire Knight right here, but he's a one-time spawn, and he drops a couple of cool items. And then right here is going to be the Dark Chamber, and then that is where one of your main boss fights is going to be. So from here, we're turning back around. I was just showing you guys that there was a Site of Grace up there. We actually already walked right past where the Impenetrable Thorns is. You just take a right here. Kill those guys if you want. And then look down, you'll see a ledge with a bat on it. And then drop down, and then wham bam, there it is, your Impenetrable Thorns. Okay, so when we're getting the Albinauric staff, which we're getting simply because if you don't want to have to do the Ymir quest line, or maybe you're not like apt to kill, because you do have to kill a couple bosses, and one of them is not like, I wouldn't say they're too hard. The last boss that actually drops a staff is easy, but the one before that is actually, I could see how that one might be kind of a problem. So yeah. Going through this manor here. This right here is a secret area behind the manor. And also, I apologize if you hear any rain. It's been raining for like a couple days straight out here, so you might hear some thunder in the background. But yeah, so come down here. Watch out for this little Blood Knight guy. Or yeah, Bloodhound Knight. And it's fairly easy to find this entryway. Once you get into Volcano Manor, you just have to go walk into one of the rooms and then roll into a wall, and there's a hidden room in one of the little back rooms. But the Albinauric staff is not too hard to get. Main thing is just remembering the ledge. You get it pretty early on in Volcano Manor, so it's not like you have to do an insane run. You just mainly have to go through that like underground spot, because in here you just go to the right. You're gonna see a ladder, and then we're gonna walk over to the right, and you're gonna see a ledge you can drop down on. And it is just right in here. Now be careful of that Omen Killer. And then that's how you get your staff. And Alien Helmet. Now I will have a full quest line in the link below on how to do the Ymir quest line to get the Maternal staff, because that is like its own video in itself. So to get the Dragon Communion Seal, we use this because it has a good arcane scaling. Alright, it doesn't require an insane amount of faith to use, and it generally speaking is pretty solid. And since we use arcane, it gives you the option of using the dragon incantations if you'd like. But at the very first Site of Grace where you start the game at, you're going to need to use 2 stone sword keys over at this wall. Hop down here, and then it's just a matter of avoiding this thing. Over to the side walls, you're going to see a couple of places where you can just kind of wait for it to pass, and then you go and you just kind of keep leapfrogging like this. Back and forth until you get there. Now if you have more balls than I have, you can actually, I believe you can actually just jump off this spot right here where I kill him. And that might be what I do, I don't remember, but yeah, it's like, see, like right here is where I messed up. If I would have kept going, I think I would have made it, but then I decided to like do this, and it turns around automatically the moment that you do it, so like it's not going to go all the way up there unless you wait for it to get all the way up there. So, and watch out for this knight. He will knock you on your ass. And okay. Yeah, but just be slow, methodical. Wait for your opportunities, and you'll definitely get there. Okay. And we're almost there. Oh, come on now. And I believe you should... Nope. I could have made that. Yeah, see, like you could see, there actually is a decent amount of time. I definitely could have made that, but... Yeah, watch out. This dude, he actually, I think, pretty sure he knocks me out. Yeah, he does like that dash attack and knocks me on my ass a couple times. Yeah, and then he does a blink too. He's just so fast. Oh my gosh. Alright, so you have 2 different options here for your first talisman. First off, you have the Radagon icon. This is going to shorten the casting time of spells. Or if you've done the Ymir quest line, you're going to have Beloved Stardust. This will give you even more cast time, but it will increase how much damage you take. So one of these is going to be good. Either one's fine. It just depends on if you're okay taking that extra damage or not. If you use boiled prawn, stuff like that, it should typically negate the beloved Stardust. But once you use this plus Howl, Shabriri, and stuff like that, you can really start making yourself take a lot of extra damage. So you have to be careful. But yeah, Radagon icon's located in that, what's it called, like Caria or Rea Lucaria Academy. Yeah, after you kill the Red Wolf of Radagon, you can just swing around and then pick it up here. It's really not too bad to find at all. And there that is. So now for the next item, we're going to need the next talisman, we're going to need these Fanged Imp Ashes in order to unlock the tower. So from the main gate of this place, you're going to run down here, and you're going to talk to a merchant and buy the Fanged Imp Ashes. Alright, so in the Consecrated Snowfield, you just need to run over here to the Albinauric Tower. And this Graven Mass talisman's pretty good because it just raises the potency of your sorceries, so it's gonna make your thorns do a bit more, which is going to be pretty nice. All you have to do is run up here to this. Now, there's gonna be this imp that you need to kill here. You need to make sure that those spirit ashes that we just got get the last hit. That's the main thing that unlocks this door. If you don't do that, the door is not going to unlock properly. So make sure that the Fanged Spirit Imp Ashes do hit that imp. And then after you do that, the seal's going to open. You can run up here, go up this, and it's going to be at the top of this tower for you. Next up, we're going to get the Lord of Blood's Exultation. It's going to be in the subterranean shunning grounds underneath the Lindor Royal Capital. This one is a little bit of a run, kind of annoying to get to, but it 100% is worth it, and it's definitely something you want to go get. So hop down these pipes here. Watch out for this crab. This crab will absolutely mess you up. Oh my gosh. No. Please, crab. And then right here, you'll find the catacombs. And now we need to make it through these catacombs in order to get to the Lord of Blood's Exultation. So come down here. We're just looking to use a lever to unlock that door. Yeah, watch out for the poison there. Couple enemies over here. You can pick up this item if you want. You don't necessarily have to. But it is some ghost glove ward if you need that kind of stuff still. Yeah, watch out for the fire like me. I don't know. I'm kind of just running through this place like a madman. Now you hit that thing, it goes down. And then I believe you stand on it and hit it again. Yeah, it'll take you back up. Watch out for this guy. There is a talisman in here that's pretty nice, but yeah. And I believe, yeah, I'm thinking there's like a hidden wall or something like that in one of these areas I was looking for. Yeah. Okay. And then that's where the Crucible Scale Talisman is if you want that, but that's not necessary for this. Alright. Moving right along. Oh, another big guy here. Some more Grave Glovewort. Yeah, these catacombs are typically like worth exploring just because they have like Glovewort and stuff like that to upgrade your Spirit Ash summons. And then here's me, forgetting, going the wrong way. Coming back up here. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do like some weird stuff, I believe, to get that door to open. There you go, and there's the lever. I believe that should open up that front door. So then we can come in here and we can kill Esgar, and Esgar is going to give us that Lord of Blood's Exultation. The cool thing is at least you don't have to go through like all the pipe systems a whole lot. You just have to kind of jump down there. And then once you get to that main side of Grace, go jump off of some pipes. Yeah. Alright, so from the drainage channel in the Halig tree, we are going to hop over on this branch, make a little bit of a run, jump down, cross over. Now this is kind of far down into the Halig tree, but it's definitely worth trying to get to. Okay, come over here, hop down into this little area. Make sure you don't fall off the rafters. And then it's over here in this chest. So for that Thorny cracked tier, we're just going to start at the consecrated snowfield and run over to this Erd tree. It's not too bad. There are some poison guys, I believe, up there. But it shouldn't give you too much trouble to kill it. Not too much trouble at all. Just come up here, swing around. Now, when you do walk through the consecrated snowfield, be careful because there are like some giant skeletons that can potentially spawn depending on like which pathway you're running from. And then also, you know, be careful too. If you get to the wrong spot, you will kind of just become blinded. And I know I accidentally walked into that blinded area, and there was like this big red wolf that just totally wrecked me the first time I came into this area. So, kill it. It's really not too hard, especially if you use like a mimic tier to just kind of, you know, take aggro while you just hit it. And I was testing out using this spear thing. It's okay, but it's not like the best thing I've ever used. Like it procs bleed, which is kind of nice, but it takes forever for it to proc it. Alright, now for the next one, you're going to want the Opaline Hardtear, which is going to be located over in Caelid. Now, in order to get over to this area by Fort Faroth, you can go to the Third Church of Marika and Limgrave, and there's actually a teleporter in the water behind it that'll take you to the Bestial Sanctum, and then you can do a little bit of a run to make it down here by the Erd tree. Now that we have that, we're going to want to get the white mask. For this, all you have to do is go into the Mohg area, Mohg's Coliseum, and just walk around the Blood River, and eventually you will get invaded. Now remember, if you have already killed Mohg, those invaders will not spawn. Alright, and lastly, so to get to the Rakshasa armor, which you don't have to use this armor, this is just pretty solid if you want to get a little bit more damage. Each piece is going to increase your damage by 2%, but also increase your damage taken by a little bit. So be wary of that, but it is not too bad, and I don't think that, and really, you don't take a crazy amount more damage, like maybe 10% or something like that, so it's pretty good. But go through Shadowkeep. You do have to go through the main entrance, or if you don't want to go through the main entrance, if you don't want to fight the Golden Hippopotamus, go to that first 4 Side of Grace, and then just turn around and walk backwards, and it'll take you out over to this area. But yeah, so watch out for the little guys. Swing around down here. There's actually a painting. And then there's a secret wall over here that you're going to have to hit. So I've already hit it, but yeah, it's right here. And then this is going to take you down into, I believe it's the Recluse River after you get into this coffin. And then we're going to do a little bit more of a run as well. Now there are, I believe there's a couple of fire guys. Or I guess it's the Castle Watering Hole. That's what it was, yeah. Yeah, so be careful. There are a bunch of fire dudes down here. One of them looks like it's dead, but it's not really dead. It's going to stand up and then try to attack you. But there should be another Side of Grace right down over here for you to hit. Yeah, right here. Yeah, oh my gosh. Rough. So go ahead. Keep hopping around. Watch out for the bugs. And once we come up here, we're going to need to kind of hop down. Yeah, I believe I went too far. Oh, no, I didn't. No, yeah, we got to hop down, and then we got to go to the left. Then we need to go all the way around over here because we want to make sure we can get down to the ground safely without dying. Oh, wait. Am I crazy? No, I'm not. I'm not crazy. Yeah. Yeah, because you can see the catacombs are like right down there. Okay. Let's come down here. Yeah, be careful of the chickens. And this fall looks like it's a little bit higher than what it actually is. Like, you shouldn't take any damage, but I was questioning myself. And it's going to be in this catacomb. You kill a quick little boss, and then boom, you will have it. So now we want to look at our incantations. So the first one we're going to want is Golden Vow. This is going to increase our attack power and our self-defense, which is super duper good. It's definitely going to help us take way less damage, which will really help in the DLC specifically. So from the Bridge of Iniquity, go ahead and make this run. It's right over here. Watch out for Anastasia, as she will mess you up. Alright, now this one is kind of optional, but this does give you a nice damage increase, but at the same time it also increases your damage taken by a lot. It's a 25% damage increase for 30% increased damage taken. So, and if you want this, it's going to be a little bit of a run, but it's pretty easy to get. You can get it fairly early over in Altus Plateau. This is why we take 33 Faith. Yeah, but as you can see here, you can go from the Grand Lift of Dectus, you can go from that first grace right after Godric, really any grace. You just need to make sure that you can make it over to this right side in order to be able to get this. So if you go through Lernia, you might have to go run around before you can actually get up on land for if you go through like the lake area. But just right up here in this tower. Now for stats, you're going to want 60 Vigor, 30 Mind, 30 Endurance, 21 Intelligence, 33 Faith, and 60 Arcane. Now keep in mind there are soft caps, so the more that you pump stuff into it, the less of a return you're going to get. But if you pump up your Arcane to 70 or something like that's fine too. And then you can also kind of mix and match this around. The reason we have points into Faith is specifically so we can use Golden Vow and Howl of Shabriri. If you don't really care to use any incantation at all, you can always take these Faith points and put it into Intelligence if you want to cast more spells. If you don't feel like you need this much Endurance, you can move the Endurance around, etc., etc. The only thing I do recommend is really trying to make sure that you pump the Arcane and pump the Vigor and have at least 21 Intelligence. The rest is up to you. This is just what I do. So now we're going to run and get the Mimic tier. So since you have killed Radon, if you have access to the DLC, you should have Nokron open. There's going to be a big crater over by Fort Height. So you want to walk over there to that crater. Just hop on down it and it'll take you down where I started this little run at. And we're going to go run across the rooftops here, dodging the oozes. The first thing we're going to have to do is make it to the Mimic tier boss, which does not drop the Mimic tier. You have to actually go and do a quest still to get, or not a quest, but you still have to make it a little bit more of a run to get the Mimic tier. But yeah, so once we get up here to the Mimic tier boss, the easiest way to kill it is going to actually be to just take off all of your gear and then walk into the arena and then put all of your gear back on, because he copies whatever you have on as you walk into the arena. So if you want to do the fight easily, you can take it off and then re-put your gear back on. If you want to do the fight and have a little bit more of a challenge, because it's still not really that hard either way, then you can, just leave your gear on as you walk in. I think I just took everything off or something like that, yeah. This is also how you get the silver tier mask though, and the silver tier mask is pretty nice in that it is a helmet that will increase your arcane by, I believe, 8. So that's pretty nice if you're trying to pump your arcane early and you don't have a crazy amount of gear or anything yet. So, alright. Now, moving right along here. So we're going to keep going. Now, they do have some of these like Beast Archer guys, so watch out for that, but overall, it's really not too hard to get to where we're going. Just walk over, swing a left, and then there's going to be a site of grace up here that you can get. Walk across these ledges, careful not to fall down. Should run into some more of these silver ooze guys. Yep. Now some of them will just turn into you, and then some of them will just shoot spikes at you. I don't know what the dealio is with that, but yeah. So run across here, You will need, I do believe you need a stone sword key though to get this, so do keep that in mind. Yeah. So, and then kill this person in here, and boom, you have your Mimic Tier. So as a quick note about the staffs again, just to go a little bit more in depth, so you can see here I actually have the Staff of the Guilty. This boosts Thorn sorceries, but I found that it really wasn't all that great. Like, you would still need to press like multiple casts to get the bleed proc off, whereas when I switched to Maternal Staff or the Albinauric Staff, I just got the bleed proc off faster, because when you have an arcane scaling, because that's the issue I guess with this one, is it does not actually scale arcane. I think it's strength and intelligence, and because it doesn't have that scaling, it makes it slower to proc the bleed. Like if I was fighting this boss and I had the Maternal Staff, I would be proccing bleed almost every single cast, right? But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this build. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time.